my god! Pirate's gonna die. Let's go! Oh my god. Please one shot. Let's go! Very good. Yo guys, what is up? Max in our Palworld video, and today we are going over how to make probably the craziest or the highest damage setup in Palworld. This setup will allow you to one-shot just about every single monster in the game. There is quite a bit of grind to get to the point that I'm at, and I still have a ton of grind left. I am nowhere near min-maxed this, but I want to break down what I'm doing because this will not only help you farm so efficiently, but it'll just be awesome to like one-shot all the things in the game. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. So this might be a little bit of a longer video. By the way, all of the progress and grinding and farming to make this video, I've done all live on stream at twitch.tv/Moxie. I'm currently in the middle of a subathon, so I've been live for over 100 hours. If you ever want to stop by, ask any questions about Palworld, I got you. And this video is going to showcase some of the moments from stream and also kind of walk you through everything you need to know. So what do we need to start? Well, the first thing that you want to do to get started with this is go pick up Gobfins. You're going to want to capture a lot of Gobfins. When I say a lot, I'm talking like, I mean, you can capture 4, you can capture hundreds. It depends on how much you want to min-max this. But ideally, you're capturing Gobfins with the ability Vanguard. Now, Vanguard gives a 10% increase to the player's attack. What we're going to be doing on this build is scaling up our player attack to tremendous amounts of levels so high that we are doing hundreds or almost hundreds of thousands of damage. Now, the reason we're using Gobfin, because why Gobfin, is because of Gobfin's partner skill. This reads, when activated, attacks targeted enemy with a powerful aqua gun, while in team, increases player's attack power. And so you don't need to have Gobfin out, you just need to have it in your party, and you're going to get, at base, I believe it's a 10% increase to your player attack. So if we get it with Vanguard, we're going to be getting 20% increase to our damage. Also, my camera's kind of blocking it, but I've ranked up these Gobfins. You're going to get increase to your player attack per rank of the Gobfin that you're ranking up. So the reason I'm recommending going and capturing a ton is because you can come into the condenser and then you can level up this passive, and then you're going to go from like I think it's 10% increased damage to 11% at rank 1 to 13% to I think 16% to I think 20. On screen should be showing the actual values, but you can basically double this passive and then you're going to be getting a ton more extra damage. The one thing that's super nice about this strategy is Gobfins have their own turf where you can find tons of them. I've currently got like base spawn settings on my server, but you can increase your spawn settings and then there'll be like groups of 10 Gobfins walking around at a time. Just come here with a bunch of Pal spheres or while they're sleeping, just capture as many as you can. It's way easier to capture these guys and build up a ton of them than it is to breed them. A lot of the other Pals for like a strategy like this, you'd want to just basically be breeding all the time. The Gobfins are everywhere. You can capture a ton of them. And then you're just trying to find one with Vanguard. Doesn't really need anything else. There's not really any other stats that benefit you. I do have Gobfins that have Stronghold Strategist. This gives me a 10% increase to my defense as well. So I'm building up my attack and defense and making my build as strong as possible. But what you're really looking for is the 10% increase to your damage. The next thing that you're going to want is a damage mount. Now, there are a lot of mounts in the game. There's mounts that you can ride, there's mounts that you can fly, but the ones that you're going to be looking for read, can be ridden, apply blank damage to the player's attacks while mounted. Azarobe adds water damage to your attacks, Pyrin adds fire damage, Frostallion changes your attack to ice and enhances ice attack, Chillet adds dragon, Univolt adds electric. But what you're looking for is the words or wording applies blank damage to the player's attack while mounted, because there's actually a hidden damage increase here on these types of mounts. Now, when you're riding a Chillet or a Pyrin or an Azarobe or a Univolt, you're going to get added damage of that element but it's also going to increase your damage by 50%. 50% increased damage for your attacks while you're on one of these mounts, which means that if you want to deal the absolute most damage in the game, you're going to be riding one of these mounts, and that is at rank 1. So for this video, I actually haven't even grinded up the star ranking, so we could be doing even more damage. But if you get a Chillet to rank 4, or like a Pyron to rank 4, Frostallion to rank 4, Azerobe to rank 4, it's going to give you 100% more damage while you're riding them for your attacks, which is ridiculous. And it gives you the element. And when you're using the element, if you shoot with a water element, or you're shooting water damage on Azerobe against fire, not only are you going to get 100% more damage, but you're also going to get a super effective damage multiplier to the damage that you're dealing. So already you can see we're going to be stacking up the Gobfins in all of your party except for your mount. Then the mount that's going to give you the damage and the conversion of the damage with another 100% or possible 100% increased damage. And that's just the start of our damage multipliers for this. The next thing you're going to want to farm are attack pendants. Now, if you can get 2 rank 3 attack pendants, they're going to increase your attack damage by 30%. Each attack rank 2 pendant is 15%. So if you can farm 2 of them, that's another 30% increased damage for you, which is massive. Now, in order to farm these things, you're going to want to come to the northwest part of the map, and I'll have a link in the description to an interactive map that has all of the dungeon locations. The one thing to note, because I've been trying to farm them basically for a few hours now, is just because it's a dungeon spawn location doesn't mean the dungeon will actually be there when you show up. So for example, this right here, like by marking of these like 2 massive crystals and this like would-be door here, usually this is a dungeon spawn, but at the moment there's no dungeon here. So what I've been doing is I've been running a loop, just basically going to all of the possible dungeon spawn locations, running as fast as I can to the boss, and then when you kill the boss, there's going to be 2 chests at the end. At the time of recording this, I've gotten every single pendant except for the attack 2 pendants. I've gotten life 2s, defense 2s, workforce 2s. So I've been farming a lot. I just haven't gotten lucky. The RNG to make this video and the amount of farming that's gone in is kind of ridiculous. So I apologize that I don't have like everything right now. But I will be farming to get everything and make this as perfect as I can alive on stream. Yeah. The next thing that you're going to want to farm, and this is not necessary to be able to do this much damage, but it does help a ton, is farm the legendary rocket launcher. This took me the longest to farm. It was a really long farm, but I did one trick that actually sped it up a ton, and I just want to share that with you guys. And that is actually increasing the spawn rate of the Jet Dragon. Now, Jet Dragon is the source of the legendary rocket launcher. However, if you go into your settings and change your capture or your PAL appearance setting, it'll say like, note, this may impact your frame rate. If you change it from 1 or whatever it's at to 3, bosses will spawn in 3s. And so instead of killing one at a time, you can kill 3 at the same time. And you can also change your day and nighttime settings, whatever they're at. If they're at like 1 and 1, you're going to want to change it to 5 and 5. These bosses, the ones in the like overworld, seem to have a spawn rate that is impacted by the day and nighttime cycle. So if the days and nights are going by faster, you can spawn and fight them much more quicker. This starts to become like a pretty efficient farm where you can come in, get your Gobfins, get your Frostallion, get your stuff set up before you start doing this, and then you'll be able to kill these guys like pretty efficiently. And if you go at nighttime, you're going to get a double damage on your first shot, and then you can just start really farming them. But if you're going to want to one-shot them, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you're doing it at nighttime while they're sleeping. Will make your life a lot easier if you're scared of them kind of like one-shotting you. Let's see if we can finish them off here. There's one done. We got one more. Also, headshots. Headshots will make you do more damage. I did this for, I would say, like 4 to 5 days of just coming here every day and killing one at a time. And then the day that I set it to 3 spawning, which was today, was my first time at getting the actual legendary rocket launcher to drop. The chances of this are very small. I don't know what the actual percentage is, but expect to do a lot of runs, even when 3 of them are spawning, to be able to get this done. So a little checklist, you're going to want your Gobfins with Vanguard to give you 20% increased damage at base. You're going to want a mount that gives you added damage. This is going to give you another 50% at rank 0, and elemental damage to give you the super elemental, like super effective multiplier. You're going to want attack pendants to give you percentage increase on attack. And the little last parts, once you get the legendary rocket launcher or even the rocket launcher, the reason the rocket launcher is just so important is because it has the highest single base number, and you're going to want a high base for all of your percentage increases. But once you have all of that, there's 2 other things that you can do for that are not super necessary, but can help you out do even more damage. The first is respecking your points into attack. Now, I did this. I respec at level 50 and put 50 points into attack, and I regret it tremendously. The reason that I regret it so much is I forgot to put any points into weight or stamina, and now I can't pick up anything without being over encumbered. I hardly have anything on me right now that weighs anything, and I'm at 300 weight, just lugging around this rocket launcher and some Palmetto armor. By the way, my armor was not broken for this video or needing of repair, so I have listened to the comments. I did repair my armor finally, but I did respec all of my points into attack. This does certainly help, but it's definitely not necessary. And if you're going to put points into attack, I strongly recommend putting points into weight and stamina. Otherwise, you will hate me. So please reserve some points for stamina and weight if you're going to want to try this out. And the last thing that you can do to improve your damage, I've actually found this today. I didn't know it existed, but it's pretty big, is crafting the Mozzarella cheeseburger. Now, you need the electric kitchen, which you don't get till you're fairly high rank. I think it's around level 43. But the Mozzarella cheeseburger is pretty easy to make. Mozzarella meat, flour, tomato, and milk. This will give you another 20% increased attack. And some of the clips that you saw during this video, I was buffed by this cheeseburger. Just kind of an additional thing to give you even more damage. If there's other damage multipliers that we could add to this, let me know. I think this is about as capped out as we could possibly get in Palworld with damage increases to just deal the most broken amount of damage possible. And that is going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. Let me know if you try this out and if you get lucky finding those attack pendants or that legendary rocket launcher. It took me a long time. And yeah, guys, I will catch y'all on the next one. Take care. Peace.